The WNBA Draft is coming up Thursday night and will once again be held virtually as the league ushers in its next generation of young talent. I'm Madelyne Burke for Sports Illustrated here with Pickman and Greydy Diaz. And, over 55 players have declared out of the NCAA or internationally for just 36 spots, 12 teams in 3 rounds. And it seems Charli Collier is the presumptive #1 overall pick. Greydy, 6'5" center out of Texas. What makes her the top pick in this draft?
So I think Charli is the most WNBA-ready player in this draft. She finished her season with Texas averaging a double-double with 19 points and 11 rebounds. And let's not forget, that was all while shooting 51% from the field. She comes from a basketball family. Her mom played at Southwestern University, and her late father actually walked on at Montana State. As you said, at a solid 6'5", she adds defensive help and is a threat in the front court. I think she fits very well with Arike and Satou Sabally. If anything, she adds even more physicality to Dallas.
And if you look at where the WNBA is going and some of the other top teams around the league, you need those kind of front court anchor pieces, those bigs, to build a dynasty and to build the championship contender around, right? Look at Seattle, look at Las Vegas, Washington, and now Chicago with Candace Parker going over there. Charli Collier, presents opportunity for Dallas to get that front court centerpiece in and being in the middle of the defense and the middle of the offense, right? Greydy also mentioned Satou Sabally, and it wouldn't be surprising, and we'll tease this later, if Dallas goes another big with the #2 pick. I just think you can't have enough front court pieces, and Charli Collier represents a pretty good one at #1 overall.
And of course, Dallas owning that #1 pick coming out of Texas, not too far to travel. But as you mentioned, Dallas has a lot of picks. They own 4 of the first 7 picks in this draft. It's an interesting scenario in a draft that's not as top-loaded in terms of talent compared to years past. I mean, there's no Breanna Stewart, there's no A'ja Wilson. Ben, who are some prospects that you've got an eye on with perhaps a high ceiling?
I mean, I teased this just a second ago. I think Dallas will take Finland's Awak Kuier with the #2 pick overall, and she represents to me the player with the highest upside, the highest ceiling in this draft. If you look at Awak, she's just 19 years old, but she's 6'5", and she kind of moves like a gazelle, one scout told me about her. And she really doesn't have any limits right now. If you look at her progression year by year, she started dunking when she was 14 years old, and she's now improved her strength so that she does that with ease. Her ball handling is much improved, her three-point shooting as well. She's already playing professionally in Italy, right? Doing so against some of the world's best players, right? She just matched up a couple weeks ago with Natasha Howard, a former WNBA Defensive Player of the Year. And so Awak, for me, has the physical tools that really appeal to people in Dallas and really to any team. If you look at her, it's very rare to have an international prospect enter the WNBA draft with the kind of renown that she is. Not since 2011. Has an international player who didn't play in college been taken in the top 5. She's going to buck that trend and be taken probably #2 overall. For me, she could be a true star in this draft. I think Dallas will take her and pair her up with Charli Collier, as we mentioned, to kind of build that front court of the future.
Yeah, a lot of talented bigs in this draft. But Greydy, is there a talented guard that perhaps you've got your eye on with a high ceiling?
Absolutely. For me, it's clear as day, Aari McDonald. If you watched the NCAA tournament, you saw just how special she is as a player as she led Arizona to the national championship. Nobody could truly guard her in that entire tournament. At 5'6", she's one of the quickest guards that I've seen in a while, and she's a playmaker. I love how active she is on defense. She's always on her toes looking to steal the ball or even take away the passing lane. Her full court pressure is unmatched, and good luck to whoever is on the receiving end. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her transition from college to the league.
WNBA Draft begins Thursday as the league looks to its 25th season, which tips off May 14th as teams return to their home courts this upcoming season.